Hi guys, I'm Ashif Ali and watching CGHOW video. Today I created this healing spell effect in UE5.5 Niagara, and this is from scratch step-by-step tutorial. And also from last couple of days I was making all my videos for my membership, but now this is for all you members, all my subscribers. This is free, so everybody can watch this, and I will keep uploading more videos for you now. So let's start this, and in this empty folder healing spell 2, because I have already one. So, and you can check that in my YouTube tutorials. So first thing, let's create a new label. I'll just take this one or maybe another one. Okay, so I'll just save it, and here I'll just search healing spell 2 and I'll just save that map. And I'm doing everything from scratch for this tutorial, so I'll just make this ground a little bigger. I don't need this thing. Maybe lighting little darker. And in the height exponent, I'll just increase it, and maybe this one black and this one little gray, this much. So looks fine. And I'll just save this and make a sequencer here. Sequencer. And I'll open this and just, yeah, I don't need curve. And inside my folder, I'll just search an animation idle. Let me see which one I can take. So I'll just take this one, I guess. So let me just open actually first. So instead of drag it in the viewport, I will drag it into the sequencer. Yeah, I like this. This is Mannequin. So I'll just drag it into the sequencer. And here in the animation, I'll just call this idle. Okay, and this is we have. I'll just go closer to that. And yeah, this looks fine. This looks fine to me. Okay, and that exponent I will make a little like this, but little more darker. Like maybe one. Yeah, this looks fine. We can add some more lights to make it a little cool. Like you can just go here, and in the light, I'll take a rectangular light and just make some rims. Okay, let's make this object mode and boom. So we have some rims, and I'll just turn off the shadow. So will not make that shadow. You can just use if you want, and maybe not that much, but this much, so this character will be separate from the BG. Actually, we can put it here in front of the character. Yeah, looks cool. Okay, and we can make our lights movable, so we don't need to build these. So we have this, right? Now let's make the effect, actual effect. I'll go to that folder, save all. First, I want some, let's say I want a glow. So for that, you can just take a Niagara, and I'll take the fountain, and I'll call this NS Helium. I'll close this animation, and I'll delete this actually. I'll take this again. Yeah. And I'll rename this glow. Okay. You can use the same material if you want. So I'll just delete all these, what I don't need. And let's say I just need maybe 10, and size, I don't need this thing, and size maybe 150, random. And of course, fade in, fade out. And of course, this should be green. And this post process here that I will turn off. So in the previous setting, this post process is now off. Okay. And yeah, of course, this should be green. It's healing. So I'll just make it green. And then this is camera facing, and also make this local. And if you drag this here into the sequencer, and one more thing you have to do when you're working in sequencer, in here, just take the Niagara component and just take this uh, live track and just use desired. So when you drag your time slider, it will work on that. So this is camera facing, you need to face the ground. So I'll just make this custom alignment, custom facing vector, and then here align to mesh orientation. Instead of this, I'll take the Z, and now this is the ground facing, and you can make it little more bigger if you want. And also let's take the size curve, and I'll take this one and make this curve little like this. And let's not make it 0, maybe 0.5 in starting, then it's becoming 1. So if I play, and we need to reduce this, maybe 3. Yeah, and the size may be double. And of one more thing, when you start this, there is no effect. If you want that from starting, you can use buffer, but we don't want that. We want it to start like this. Okay. You can also add light into the particle, or if you want to add light in the sequencer, you can also do that. So let's say if I press G, and we have this light, and let's duplicate this and make it a little more bright and green. And I'll just reset the rotation and then this on and rotate it 90 degree and just place this here, or maybe little here. And you can also rotate if you want that it should like, or maybe not. And I'll just decrease this. It was just to show you. Yeah, this much is enough. So when effect is coming, like on this frame, you can turn on the light, select your light. You can also rename this like green light. Okay, select that, and here you can add that here, and then you can, there's a component of light like intensity. So from here, when my effect is starting here, I'll put a key on and the value 0, and then when I have my full effect, let's make it like 0.6, and now it will animate with the effect. Although this light is not animating, it's not flickering and all, but you can also do that. You can add function material here, or you can add noise here in the value, or you can just add light into your particles. Okay, so this is what we have now. I'll increase a little more. Okay, so we have fade in, fade out, and scaling. Okay, so next thing is we want something around it, that energy. So for that you can use also mesh. So if I make a material like this, energy, and we have a planar, we have a sphere, we have a sphere, sorry, cylinder. So you can also use a torus if you want, but you can also use a sphere if you want. So let's say you have a sphere that is default. Everybody have a sphere in their project. This is default thing. If I take the radial exponent and connect this here and make this opaque, sorry, translucent, and connect this here also. So that sphere will reflect on the sphere, that radial, and it will look like this. So if I make the radius little down, maybe 0.2, 0.5 is by default value. So like this is now like this. And if you want to stretch it on one angle, what you can do, instead of doing this, you can take the texture coordinate and take the scale UV by center, connect this, don't use it here, take the two vector, and 1 1 means it will make the x and y 1 and 1. But now you want to decrease the y, that is the height, like 0.5, and now x is still 1, so it will be stretched on one angle. And now you can make it like 0.3 and this one make 0.7. So you have control on both axes and you have that arc because we are using sphere. The next thing, you can take a texture. I'll take this one, like this really aura. And if you don't have this texture, don't know how to make this one, go to my YouTube channel, CGHOW, search here texture. You will find some tutorials like this one, and lots of other, this one. So in those tutorials, I'm showing you how to make this tutorial in this texture in Photoshop. So I'm using this. Now I will multiply this with the noise, and yeah, then you can just take the simply power if you want. If I preview, so with the power you will have control how much you want to dissolve it, and you can also take the smooth step, so you will have more control. So if I connect this and preview, let's preview it on a planar so it will be easier as for and to understand. And let's take, this is minimum, and I'll take one more, this is maximum. And for the maximum, I will add minimum and maximum. So maximum will always be higher than minimum. So now maximum is 0. And if I increase the minimum, it will dissolve like this. But if you put this like 0.1, oh, I accidentally took multiply. I have to take this add. Yeah. So now you can dissolve it like this. And this maximum will make sure how much like sharpness you want. So higher the value fading this, and if this is 0, it will be very sharp, more contrast in it. Basically we need higher, and also we need the random tiling of this texture. And also if you want, you can take the panner and pan this on one axis. So if this is 5, it will pan like this, so looks really cool. So now we have some parameters, and I'll also make a parameter for the tiling. And also for the panning, I will make one. So let's make a dynamic parameter. And the first value in the dynamic parameter will be this minimum. Second will be this maximum. So I'll call these min, max. Although this is for the fading, this is for the dissolving. But for the, just to show you. And then we have this will be tile. And then this pan. So I'll just take the time and multiply and connect this here and this here. So we have a pan. Default is 1. Okay. And then this is the final output. So I'll just take the particle color and multiply this thing, connect this here, and multiply this thing with the opacity and connect this here. Save. So it's saved, and I'll use a sphere, and I'll just copy this glow emitter. Let's call it energy for now. And what I don't need here, I will delete for now. So I'll just take this mesh render. Okay. And in the mesh, I'll take the sphere. And let me search the, yeah, default sphere. No, this is not the default sphere. This has a different UVs. Yeah, this one is good, but I guess the center point is offsetted. Let me check that pivot. Yeah, pivot is here and the height of this sphere is 100. So I can offset this here. So pivot, I'll just make it -50. So it will be in the center. Cool. Now I'll use this material here and override, connect this here. And let's quickly take a dynamic parameter. Default values, I'll just stop this, make the tile 1, pan the 1. And if you increase this, it will dissolve and this will make it fader. And tile will change it. Like 2 is good. So I'll just randomize this tile from 1 to 2. And panning speed, I will also randomize it from 5 to 1. And rest of thing is good. Now in here, because all have the same rotation, so I'll take the initial mesh rotation and turn this off, and we can rotate it on this axis. So I will just randomize the only this axis Z. Okay, cool. So now here we have this thing, but I want to make it a little bigger. I'll close these and make the size. You can also randomize size if you want. So let's say I'll use 1 and 2. So it will be like this. And also these are cutting through the ground. I'll just go to the material quickly. Take the depth fade and just quickly connect this here. So now they are fading. And now what I want when they are like, they should go up. So of course I'll add the velocity and this is 50 now and these are going up. So I want when they are going up, they should scale down. So I'll take the scale mesh and make this float and make a curve and just make this smaller. So if I increase the spawn rate just to show you like 10 or 50, now you can see that thing. And also I want to increase the velocity a little bit more. So it will be like, it should be same height as my character and should not be scaled to 0. So this curve, first of all, straight and should not be 0. Last curve, maybe 0.5. Yeah, cool. And they should be fade in, fade out also actually. Yeah, cool. We can also randomize the height of this. So if I just copy this and multiply, paste this here. Now we have separate x and y and we can randomize. I'll make x and y 1, 1, but on the z, it's like 0.2 and 1. The sum are very thin. And I guess this much of spawn rate is not bad. We'll see it with glow. Glow is actually a little more bright. I'll make it like 0.2 and a little more bigger, maybe 3, and a little more sort of 0.1. Yeah, cool. And now you have this, so you can add some more cool thing with it. Like if I just copy this glow, paste this again here, you can call it sparkles. Okay, so instead of this and this, we just need very tiny, like 5 and 1. And let's make it bright for now, like 50. And let's take the shape location, slender. I don't want any height. Radius maybe 200. And then velocity. Spawn rate maybe 20. And we can randomize the velocity. So maybe 50 and 100. Some will be faster. And we can also add some curl noise. I will animate that also. And this is actually the radius is too big. If I see, so this thing will be like 100. Yeah, this is fine, but size is too big. I'll make it 1. Yeah. And these particles also should attract here somewhere. So for that, you can use lots of things. Like you can take attractor and I'll just increase the radius and these are attracting here. So I will offset this maybe like 200, 100. So these are not attracting around here. But the speed is too high. I'll make this 0.5. Yeah, cool. So this is how you can make. And you can of course make some variation. Like when I make effect, then I break it in like I reuse elements like this energy. I'll just copy paste quickly. And what I'll do in this one, first thing I'll make this faster, maybe 2 and 1.5. So they are rotating faster. Then I'll make the size maybe 1 and 0.5 and height maybe zero point 0.3 and 0.1. So these are what I have. Then I'll make them little more bright, maybe 50. Spawn rate maybe just 5. And you can also rotate it here. Like if I take the update and I'll rotate it on the Z, they will rotate like this. Cool. And maybe height I'll make 0.5 or 1.5. You can also add some vortex into sparkles. Vortex force. I'll reduce this little bit. So now they have. And one more thing you can do, just go to here and take the post process. I'll just find here Unbound. And then after ticking it, I'll go down and first thing, let's use some vignette. So more focus on here. Then you can play with the bloom. So you can increase it if you want. You can also add some rays if you want. So for rays, I'll just reuse these sparkles and let's say this is streaks actually. I don't need any curl noise and I don't need this thing. I don't need vortex. I need velocity alignment and stretch them like crazy. And they will be like 200 and very faster. And also, yeah, too fast. More fast, I mean. And spawn rate maybe just 5. And the life maybe just 1 and 0.5. Or maybe 0.5, 0.2. And also decrease the radius of location. So I'll just make this like this, so it will decrease the size. And also let's make the light little more. Yeah. So this is how you can make. I can do a lot of thing in this. I can add a star, some rays, some, I don't know what. We can also play with the material of this guy, but I'll just keep it simple. And this is how you make a healing spell effect. And I guess now this is very like step-by-step tutorial, so you understand better. Still, if you have any query, comment below the video, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel for more videos like this. So bye bye.